All right, today we're going to take a look at the Prio running and fitness shoe from Xero Shoes, so stay tuned. Okay, diving straight into our shut test. S is for sole. As you can see, it's a pretty thin, flexible sole. You can roll it up nicely if for some reason you want to. It's their 5.5 millimeter Feel True sole. Now, they do come with a 2 millimeter insole, which I recommend ditching because then you're coming in at 7.5 millimeters, which for me is a little bit thick and a little bit excessive. But with a 5.5, you have a decent ground feel. It's not great. It's definitely nothing compared to the sandals. However, it's a pretty good sole. I give it a solid pass, with the note that overall these shoes do feel a little bit bulky to me, but I go barefoot and sandal a whole lot. So I use these for my lawn work when I'm, cutting the grass, edging, that sort of stuff, and also when I'm doing a lot of walking or running on concrete. I've put in around 100 miles on these, which honestly would be a little early for a review typically from my perspective, but I've used the Terraflex, which is the same shoe, same body and everything, it just has trail lugs, and I've put hundreds and hundreds of miles on these, so I still feel reasonably confident going ahead and reviewing these. So after that tangent from the sole, I give it a pass, 5.5 millimeters, it feels pretty good. Next, we have H for heel. As with all Xero shoes, as the name implies, it is a zero drop shoe, so there is no raise in the heel, so passes with flying colors. U is for upper. Now the upper is very unique on this as well as the Terraflex because it has these Hiracha inspired straps. You have the heel strap and then also the inseam strap which attaches here. And while in theory I like it, in application, not a big fan because the way the straps are designed, you have to adjust it with the laces on top. So if you're wanting to adjust the heel, you have to crank on this top lace, which puts a decent amount of pressure on the top of the foot, which I don't love because you have a very important artery that runs through there. I just don't like to have that extra compression on top. So while it's a nice idea to have these customizable two straps, I basically ignore that they're there. I don't use them. I treat the shoe pretty normally and lace it as I would any other shoe. I don't add that extra tension there. Lastly, T for Toebox. The Toebox is good. I will say with this shoe, as well as pretty much every other shoe that I've tried, the pinky side or lateral side leaves me just a little bit wanting. Now that being said, I have really wide feet and I have a pretty good toe splay because I've been working on it. So it does touch. I do notice it when I'm paying attention to it, but I don't end the day feeling like my toes have been really scrunched. I would just love to see pretty much another millimeter on that lateral side. It's not enough for me to call it a fail. I think it's still a solid pass, especially as I've talked to other people for their feet. The toe box is fantastic, but if you have extra wide feet and a really good toe splay, then you might want to reconsider. So that's the shut test. Overall, I'd say I do like these shoes. They're bulkier than the 5.5 millimeter sole makes it seem like they'd feel. But again, for applications like long amounts of time on hard concrete, say you're going to Disney, you're going to the mall, or whatever it is you do on hard surfaces, then they're a good fit for that, in my opinion. I wouldn't wear these trail running. I go with these, which again are the same thing, just with lugs, and that's only when it's really snowy and I can't see what I'm landing on, and that's why I like them to be a little bit thicker. Otherwise, I go for these, but that's for another video. So those are some quick looks at applications, an overall look at the shut test of the Prio, and I will say they mentioned these are great for slacklining. I don't like them for slacklining. They're too bulky, too thick for slacklining, in my opinion. Always go barefoot if possible. And there's some other shoes that I do prefer over these for slacklining, just kind of a side tangent. So let's head outside. I'll give you a look at what these look like in action on some natural terrain. Then we'll do a wrap up at the end. All right, so now you have an idea of what these look like in action. And overall, I'd say I do like these shoes, but for the specific applications of if you're spending a lot of time on hard man-made surfaces, or if you're working out in the yard, or when I'm building stuff like my rock climbing wall, I do like these because they are a little thicker, provide a little bit more protection. And lastly, if you are brand new to minimalist shoes, these can be a good starter shoe in my opinion to work on that transition, because diving straight to something super thin like that can sometimes be a bit excessive for some people. All right, that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Friday. This video was brought to you by the Functional Feet program. If you want to learn how to have happy, healthy human feet, or how to transition into minimalist footwear and barefoot living, then head over to movementtraining.co to get all the information you need to know. Also, don't forget to subscribe here on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on our most active social profile, which is Instagram. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.